Hello, college biology. This is our first video over the basics of chemistry, and in this video we're going to review elements, atoms, and the specific atoms of life. We have to do this because this course is a molecular biology course, which means we're going to be studying the chemistry that occurs within a cell. To understand that, we have to have a pretty good understanding of chemistry, so we're going to go back, we're going to start at the basics. First we're going to ask, what is an element? Well, an element is a substance that is composed of very, very similar atoms. So all of the atoms in your sample of whatever this is are going to have the same number of protons. And the number of protons in the element determines its properties. And that is why we have different elements. You know, we have our periodic table of the elements, which lists all these different things like oxygen and carbon and gold and silver. And they all have different properties based on the number of protons in their atoms. Let's take iron, for example. I'm holding up an imaginary block of iron. I can see it. I hope you have the imagination to see it too. And all of the atoms in this sample, this block of iron, have 26 protons. And so the density of this has to deal with the properties of its atoms. And its malleability as a metal has to deal with the properties of its atoms. And so the qualities that we associate with iron have to deal with the fact that its atoms have 26 protons. And so that's what an element is. It's a substance made of similar atoms that all have the same number of protons, which give them certain properties. So if that's what an element is, now we got to go to atom. We've been saying the word atom. We know that it's a particle that is found in this elemental substance. But what is the atom? Well, atoms used to be defined as the particle that cannot be broken down further. But we have made advancements in chemistry and physics since then, and we know that it is not true. Atoms have parts, and you can break atoms apart. You can get the protons, neutrons, and electrons and separate them, and even those are made of smaller parts. So we know that's not true anymore, but we kind of like that definition of the smallest particle. So we have another definition that uses that phrase. That definition is that an atom is the smallest particle that retains the properties of an element. So if I've got this block of iron, it's metal, it's malleable, it conducts electricity. I can cut it in half and have two sort of rectangular prisms of iron, two blocks of iron, smaller blocks. And it's still a metal, it's still malleable, it still conducts electricity. And I could cut this in half, and we could have a little cube again, and I could cut it in half and cut it in half and do until I have one little tiny atom of iron. And that atom of iron, it will still have the properties of iron. It will still conduct electricity, and it will have chemical reactions that iron will react with. But if we go further and break it up further, and we start taking protons, neutrons, and electrons and splitting this atom, then it will stop acting like iron. It will not be an atom anymore, and it will not act like iron anymore. So an atom is the smallest particle that retains the properties of an element. So now, what are the atoms that we care about in this course? We are interested in the atoms of life. And there are 6... There we go. There are 6 elements that are found in living things, in all living things. And those in descending order of commonality, as in the first one that's most common in living things is hydrogen, followed by carbon, followed by oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. So those are the atoms that we are going to be spending a lot of time with during this course. We're going to find out how they interact with each other, what molecules are made with those, and how cells and living things are built with those atoms. So let's review. Our review of the highlights of this video include: 1. An element is composed of atoms, all of which have the same number of protons. The properties of the elements are defined by their number of protons. The atom is the smallest particle, which retains the properties of an element. And the elements of life, in decreasing prevalence, are hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. I hope this helps. Struggle well.